The morning ritual. In that old, weathered farmhouse, every morning began exactly the same way. Mr. Miller, whose facial wrinkles told a deeper story of waiting than of age, brewed 2 cups of coffee every single day. He would sip one himself and place the second cup on the opposite side of the wooden table, the spot where his son, Ethan, used to sit. As the first rays of the sun hit the porch, he would stare at the driveway, imagining the sound of gravel crunching under tires and Ethan saying, "Dad, I'm home." But the only sound was the wind whistling through the screen door. When neighbors asked why he made 2 cups, he'd simply smile and say, "Old habits die hard, and perhaps my hope has become my strongest habit." The concrete jungle versus the quiet home. Miles away in the heart of New York City, Ethan had become a cog in a corporate machine. For him, the value of relationships had been reduced to calendar alerts and bank balances. Whenever his father called, Ethan's first instinct was to check his watch. "Dad, I'm in a meeting. Dad, I have a client dinner. Dad, I'll definitely visit next month." That next month never seemed to arrive. He had forgotten that the father who taught him how to walk now needed a hand to lean on. Ethan believed that wiring money at the end of every month was the ultimate fulfillment of a son's duty, failing to realize that in old age, presence is worth far more than any paycheck. The final birthday. On his 75th birthday, Mr. Miller decided to celebrate. He was certain that this milestone would finally bring Ethan back home for a surprise. He spent the entire morning baking Ethan's favorite apple pie and sat on the porch in his best flannel shirt, watching the road until the sun dipped below the horizon. Finally, the phone rang. It was a brief, 2-minute call. "Happy birthday, Dad. Things are crazy at the office so I couldn't make it. I sent a premium gift basket and some extra cash to your account. Buy yourself something nice." Mr. Miller hung up the phone, the pie sitting untouched on the table. That night, for the first time, he didn't brew the second cup. The silent goodbye. Time waits for no one. One cold Tuesday morning, a neighbor noticed that no smoke was rising from Mr. Miller's chimney. Upon entering the house, they found him sitting in his favorite armchair. His eyes were closed, and his face wore a look of profound peace. Clutched in his hand was a faded photograph of a young Ethan holding his father's thumb. When the news finally reached Ethan, the world seemed to stop. He dropped everything and drove frantically toward the countryside. But when he arrived, the house was silent, draped in the heavy, suffocating stillness of loss. He screamed, "Dad," into the empty hallways, but there was no one left to answer. The ledger of regret. While clearing out his father's belongings, Ethan found a small leather journal under the pillow. He opened it and saw that for every single date, his father had written just one sentence. "Talked to Ethan today, he sounded a bit tired, I hope he's resting well." On another page, "Ethan sent money again, but I just wanted to hear his laugh." The final entry, written only hours before his passing, read, "I'm going now, son. Don't cry at my funeral. Just sit for a moment in the chair I kept empty for you. Maybe then you'll understand what it means to wait." The aftermath and the lesson. Today, Ethan sits in that very same chair. He has all the success in the world, but the house is cold. He is surrounded by his achievements, yet he is utterly alone. This story serves as a haunting reminder. Work, money, and career are necessary, but they are not the reason we live. Relationships are like gardens. If they aren't watered with time and affection, they wither away. Visit your loved ones today, because a plea for forgiveness at a gravestone is never as powerful as a hug given while they are still here. Don't let the empty chair be your only memory.